You got it? You good?
Man. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Oh, man, KD Walker to my left, right is my brother, Pastor Brian
Happy
McCoy.
Friday. Happy Friday,
Appreciate you
bro. Happy
guys.
Friday, everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Oh, there we go. All right. There we go. Pastor? Here you go. I can hear you now. Okay, because I couldn't hear you. It was me. It was me. My headphones went out. All right.
Okay.
So,
There's my mother.
we here. We here. We here. We here. Oh man, I'm trying. I'm trying. This is one of the mornings. All right. So let's. So we know this is the final of the GOAT of comedy or the
This
Brothers
is
of
the day
Legacy.
of the receipts.
Yes, the day of the receipts. So Freestyle Friday. So make sure you share, tag somebody, tag some other people to be a part. So we can have a goody old time. So Dwayne may be here in a minute, but we got the game. So let's get busy. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, we'll be right back. Did it hit? Now it hit.
I didn't want to catch that.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody?
All right. Boom.
We are here.
Yes, we are. Blessings, Lisa. Blessings, Lisa. Thank you for rocking with us. All my people.
Morning, Lisa.
This your
I had a very
opportunity.
emotional morning.
Oh, what happened, my brother?
What's that? You froze there for a second.
Am I good?
Yes.
Okay.
I know we got to jump into this thing. I didn't know if I had time.
No, take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
I had an extremely emotional morning. I got caught up in some videos. Normally I go through my devotion, get in my word. I listen to some music,
Right.
and I pray, and I just get myself set for the day.
Right.
And this morning I happened to run across a video of a college football player.
Okay.
And the coach had, they had just finished their drills. This was just during the practice season. They had just finished their drills.
Right.
The coach called two players up in front of the, how they all, at the end of the drill, they kneel down and listen to the coach give, instructions, whatever, pointers, encouragement, whatever the case might be.
Right.
And he called one of these brothers up and he said, listen, he called two people up. He said, Dante, you worked last night, right?
Right.
He said, yes, sir. He said, what time did you get off? He was like, I got off at 11 o'clock, coach. And he asked the other brother, what time did you get off? He said, I got off at 11 o'clock too, coach. And practice had started at 5:30 a.m.
Wow.
And he said, man, you got off work at 11 o'clock last night. And he said, how many hours did you work last night? He said, I worked 7 hours, coach. He said, 7 hours. Wow. And you guys see the energy that they brought this morning?
Wow.
He said, how many hours did you work this week? And he said, I worked 27 hours, coach. I think like around 27 hours. How many hours did you work? I worked 18 hours this week, coach. So you worked 27 hours, you worked 18 hours, plus you had school, plus you came to practice and you put in this kind of work. You had this kind of energy. And he looked around at the whole football team and he said,
hey, Mama Corey.
He said, did anybody else work last night? And nobody raised their hand. He said, none of you guys worked last night. He goes, you see the energy and the attitude that they have this morning. They want to be here. They want to put in the work. They want to grind.
Right.
He says, and what's amazing is neither one of these guys are on scholarship. All the rest of you guys are on scholarship.
Wow.
He said, and they're here putting in the same grind. But the difference between you and them is you guys slept last night and these guys had to work with very little sleep and came in here and put in the same grind that you put in this morning. And they're not on scholarship.
Right.
He said, well, that all ends today because both you guys have just been put on full scholarship, man. And the team just erupted, right?
Wow.
And I'm watching these guys get so excited for their brothers who got put on full scholarship.
Right.
And I'm getting emotional.
Right.
I'm like, I'm getting too old, or this is really deep. Right.
Right. One or the other. I think.
Yeah. And the Lord said, they're crying because of the excitement. Yeah. And the Lord said, but what you don't understand is they couldn't be this excited without the frustration first of not getting the scholarship.
Right.
I'm like there was like the Lord was like a few months ago, they had to deal with the frustration, and there were tears of frustration because they did not get the scholarship. But what they did is they pressed forward anyway.
Right.
He said, and they had to do twice as much for the same thing that everybody else got, but they had to do twice the work to be on the same field, to wear the same uniform. And the Lord said, when people are celebrating, you celebrate with them, but you don't understand what it took for them to get there. And some people have to work twice, 3 times as hard to get the same recognition. You're on the same platform, you get the same trophy, but you didn't all travel the same path. Man, that thing took me, bro.
Wow, that's awesome.
It took me, and then it made me curious. And the Lord said, "You want another example?" And then I went to this story where a young man had played a football game, and he didn't know that his father was coming home early from a deployment, from being overseas in combat in the Middle East. Right. His father was a master sergeant. He was an E8, and he had been overseas for like a year, but he was getting home early, and the son was playing in a football game, and the father got home early. The son didn't even know that the father was there to watch his game, and it was senior night. Okay. And so after the game, everybody knew but the son.
Right.
They planned this thing, right? And so they walked the father onto the field right after the game, and the teammates are blocking the path so that he can't see his father walk up. And the coach calls him to the center and says, "Hey man, I got a surprise for you. Played a great game today, but guess what? Somebody else saw you play a great game." And he told everybody to move. And here comes his father. And this 19-year-old boy, 6'2", probably 250 pounds, broke down and started crying and ran to his father, embraced his father, literally picked his father up off the ground and hugged him. And he was crying. And his father said, "I watched your game," and he cried even harder. And he told his son, he said, "I'm home for good. I'm retiring." Right. And man, I cried like a baby, bro. And the Lord said again, he said, the son continued to perform. He said, "You see these tears of joy, but you don't understand the emotion when he found out his father had to get deployed." Sometimes he says we have to keep grinding, even though we lose things, even though we get disconnected from the things that feed us the most. And the Lord said, you got to keep grinding because you never know how I'm going to work this thing out. On his senior day, the day he was coming out of school, his father was coming home for good. Man, bro, it has been an emotional morning for me. And I'm saying the Lord was like, you have to encourage people that feel like they're suffering through a sense of loss. Right. There's nothing wrong with crying with them and feeling the pain of the loss, but remind them that you have no idea how I'm going to turn this thing around. And there's going to be a greater celebration because of this that you have gone through. But God says we got to keep grinding.
Right.
We got to keep pressing forward because you're going to take some hits. You may not get all the resources that you need, like the scholarship, but you got to keep working, fill in the gap, and watch what God does when you are faithful in spite of what you may not have. Man, that thing, and I know it's something that we all know. I know it's something. I found this out, bro. I found out that when you trust God, there's truth in God. Yeah. There's truth in him, okay? Know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You're made over in the truth. And this is what I found out. The Bible says that he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Am I right about it?
Yeah.
But
right about it, sir.
That truth is not heard. Truth is felt. You feel the truth. You don't hear the truth. The truth is something that you feel. You know it when you feel it. You don't just hear it, you feel it. The truth impacts you.
Right.
That's what it does.
I feel
the truth
that.
moves you.
Right.
It's not just heard.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what we have. We got to get to the place where the truth of the word moves us. You can't just hear it. That's why he says, be not hearers of the word, be not hearers only, but be also doers of the word. The truth should push you into something. It should move you.
Right.
You understand? And so when you believe in your future, listen, hear me now. When you know, if you know that you have been designed to do great things, that's the truth of your purpose.
Right.
And the truth of your purpose should move you even when the resources don't appear to be there. The truth of your purpose should move you. It should be something that you feel and cause you to move forward, progress forward, even in the season of loss. It should move you because the truth of your purpose is more than just hearing. Somebody can't just tell you that you're great. You got to know that you're great. Right. The Bible says, know the truth. And the truth shall make you feel. It doesn't say hear the truth. It says know it. You got to know that thing. Man, I'm done.
An intimate knowledge.
All right, guys. We appreciate you for rocking with us. You guys have a great morning because that's it. That's all we need.
It's the word, baby.
That's it.
Look, talk about starting your day right?
Woo. Bro.
Right.
I was crying like a baby this morning.
It's one of those. It's one of those moments. It's one of those moments.
Wow. Let that marinate. Let that sit.
Just let that sizzle.
Wow. Wow. All right. Freestyle Friday, guys.
I'm sorry, man. I had to share that. My bad.
Nah, you good. You brought the room up instead of down.
Yeah.
You know.
That thing hit me so hard.
Yes, indeed. What's up, Cole? Oh my goodness, did you see this? I know you guys seen her before.
Hey,
Kathy Wiley.
Oh, she changed her name.
She changed it to the name. Good.
Look, and we go way back.
I was looking like, what? She done come out. She done came out. All right. Oh, so we're gonna kick off this game. I want to apologize because I won't be able to hang out too much longer. I was definitely waiting for my brother Dwayne because he is the game runner. He is the official BOL game runner. So
the holder of the receipts.
Right.
The possessor of the receipts.
Hey, the receipts made me look at some things differently. They really did.
So understand that Dwayne puts a lot of time and work into this, and I know sometimes some of the comparisons are kind of like, come on, Dwayne, what's going on with these comparisons? But he put a lot of work in, and he does this, for us, and I definitely appreciate him doing it. And he does an amazing job. So we're gonna hand this off to Dwayne. I'm gonna run up out of here, so I'm gonna need all y'all to vote for the right people. Make sure the people that I want to win wins, and if not, then we're gonna just have it. We're gonna do another Freestyle Friday, a redo.
It's gonna be another vote,
a recount. If I don't like the results. All right, guys. So
all right,
I'm gonna hand it to Dwayne. So you guys take care. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Hey, be safe out there, brother.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. All right, Pastor. So it's me and you. So let's break this. Let's go ahead and break it on down, right? Let's go ahead. So this is how it works, right? Just in case you're wondering. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. There we go. This is the rules. So the popular vote, you guys, you count for 50% of the weight. So the popular vote is worth 2 points. And the receipts we talking about, yeah, they worth some points too. So you get 1 point for your overall movie revenue. And then you get an additional point for your overall stand-up revenue. So it's going to bring the body of work in and your opinion. The one with the most points at the end of the game, well, the crown king of funny. Any questions? Okay, so no questions. So I guess we're going to go ahead and
Well, they couldn't ask him if they wanted to, right? Or unless they put him in the comments. Anybody
Yeah.
got any questions in the comments? Give him time to type it.
I give him time to type. So Pastor,
Mhm.
the first matchup, I know it's going to be a tough one for you
Oh,
because
I'm not ready.
I know you're not. So we what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip. Oh, she fired up. We're gonna skip past the first one. That's gonna be the.
No, let's get it. No, let's get it. Let's get it.
You want that one first? Okay,
I'm ready.
Here
Let's
we go.
do it.
Here we go. Make it.
Bam. Oh,
I tried to tell you. You say you was ready. I don't see. I knew he wasn't ready. I knew he wasn't ready.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Okay. All right.
So let's talk about him first. I know you love both of these as what's going on, little mama. I know you love both of these guys and their body of work and what they bring to the table. Give me your shining moment for Robin Williams. What's that one moment about Robin Williams that let you know that he was that dude? And while we talking and mulling this over, y'all go ahead and get y'all votes in. I got the official tally. It's a envelope depending on what part of the South you from. I got the official tally here though.
There was an annual, I think it was called Comic Relief.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a fundraiser every year that the top comedians would get together and they would do skits and all of that, raising money for, I forgot what charity it was, but I think it was called Comic Relief. I believe that's what it was called. And Robin Williams and all the, the famous folks would be together. And I'll never forget that whenever Robin Williams was on stage with his fellow comedians or comedians, you could not control him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You'd say something, he'd come back with something funny, something silly, and he just kept going on, and he was just uncontainable, right? But it was completely funny. Everything he did was funny, and he essentially captured the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I always thought was amazing about Robin Williams is when you caught him raw, you really could appreciate his comedic genius. I mean, if funny was defined by a picture, it would be a picture of Robin Williams in a group of other comedians. Because when he stood around other comedians, completely raw, off the cuff, he was always the funniest, the silliest dude in the room. And he just could not be contained. And what I found most amazing is that no one was ever irritated by Robin Williams. That's the part, that was the genius of his comedy. He was completely uncontrolled. He was completely raw, uncut, and it never irritated anybody. To me, that was just amazing. And I watched that in true form one night, watching Comic Relief. That was a high point for me with Robin Williams. And I'm saying this was way back in like,
early 80s.
The 80s. Yeah.
Where you want to know a fun fact? Every single contestant that we have here, I won't say they got their start, but one of their founding or one of their icons or the person that they looked up to and they worked with early was Mr. Richard Pryor. So yeah, Robin Williams was deep with Richard. Yeah. One of the first shows he was in, comedy wise, was with Richard. So let's catch up on these votes. So I got Cole with Eddie, then I got Ashley with Robin. Now Mimosa, you said you giving stuff, but you didn't say I'm voting for him. So I just need you said I love Robin Williams. Robin Williams is a classic. Is he your vote? I need to know that.
Now Eddie Murphy was absolutely the funniest. I mean, like it is the hardest I have ever laughed watching stand up. Was Eddie Murphy? Which one was first? Raw?
Delirious.
It was the red suit.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the funniest stand-up but I think maybe it was because it was the first time I really saw an entire set with the comedian.
Right.
But that, yeah, and so that was the funniest stand up I had ever seen in my life. I think I laughed the hardest.
Wow.
Yeah, see, Rasputia irritated me too, V. It was over the top to me. I mean, some of those characters were over the top for me. You know, the clumps were over the top for me. Sitting at the kitchen table,
Sherman,
that was over the top.
Mama
Someone
McCrory.
might say that Mrs. Doubtfire was over the top, but I don't think Mrs. Doubtfire was over the top.
I think for like I love their range. Their range is what impressed me because they were so over the top as comedians.
Yeah,
Like Eddie
no,
Murphy.
they are the greatest.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy had a movie called Mr. Church.
Yeah,
and if you've never seen Mr. Church, look it up. Great movie.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy takes on a completely different role than you used to. And then a movie like Good Will Hunting for Robin Williams. Like their range was so crazy. They were way more than just comedians, and that's what I loved about them because they can make you cry, but at the same time they can make you laugh and cry. So they can make you cry from emotions or from just funny, which is always just great stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but I need them votes to come in, guys. We only got
Robin Williams in the movie Insomnia,
or the 1 hour kill. What is it? 1 hour photo.
Oh, 1 hour photo. Yeah,
he creeped me out. He creeped me out in that one. He really creeped me out in that one.
Yeah.
So far, I only got 3 votes. I got Cole voting Eddie, Ashley and Mama McCrory both voting Robin.
Mark, where you at, bro?
Oh,
Mark, we need you
Lisa,
vote, man.
Lisa, she hitting it
Lisa.
up. Okay, she
Where's
got
E?
Eddie.
Ephraim.
Okay, so V, did you give me I need a vote. V. Okay, V is going with Eddie.
Eddie, okay.
The poll is closing in 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to rush it too much, but the poll closes in 60 seconds. Do a run on the polls right now. Let me go back through just to make sure I ain't miss anybody. Now, Mimosa, I need you to confirm. Now, you said you love Robin Williams, and
okay,
then you
Mark
said
said
plastic.
Eddie. E said Eddie, so you got 2 more for Eddie.
Mark E. Eddie.
V Bennett said Eddie.
All right, the polls are.
McNair said Eddie.
Oh, McNair got it. Okay.
Mom, where you at, Mom?
She voted. No, she voted. She voted Robin.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah. All right, the polls are officially closed, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we go. The popular vote goes to Eddie Murphy. So that's 2 points for Eddie Murphy.
2 points for Eddie Murphy.
Now let's check those receipts, Pastor. We need to check those receipts.
All right.
Okay, so we got those other 2 points, right? Let's see how
Eddie
it goes.
Murphy, 2 points. All right.
Leading roles. Robin Williams has grossed $3.7 billion. Now, this is the movies that he starred in. He was the leading role. $3.7 billion, and he had 33 movies where he played the leading role. Eddie Murphy had $6.6 billion in 26 movies. And I'm
3.7 and how many movies?
33 movies.
33, and Eddie had 3.6.
No, 6.6 billion.
Oh, 6.6
with 26 movies.
With 26, so he made fewer movies but made more money.
Right, and a historical note: only Tom Hanks has grossed more movies than Eddie Murphy. Has grossed more at the box office than Eddie Murphy.
As a comedian in comedy.
No, as a star, the movies that they were in, the collective.
As an actor,
right?
Only Tom Hanks has made more money than Eddie Murphy as an actor. Period. Across the entire Hollywood.
Well, the movies, not his individual earning, the movies earning.
The movie. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the movie that they starred in.
Okay.
As a supporting role, Robin has $1.6 billion. Eddie Murphy, as a supporting actor, has 459 million.
Robin Williams 1.6 billion, Eddie Murphy 400 million.
459 million, yes.
Okay.
Now, the stand-up side of things. Eddie Murphy made $69 million in his stand-up game.
Wow. Yeah, I believe that.
Robin Williams made 32.9 million. Eddie Murphy shows include Delirious, Raw, and then he performed Eddie Murphy, self-entitled, The Comedian, All I Effing Know. I'm not saying it. You can do the math. And then 3 musical albums. Robin Williams, his shows include Conspiracy of Hope, Amnesty International, Bridge School Benefit, Super Bowl Weekend Show 1989, Laughter, Love, and Music, Andre Agassi Grand Slam for children, Weapon of Self-Destruction, and self-titled Robin Williams. Their top box office attractions for Eddie Murphy, we're looking at Harlem Nights, Boomerang, Nutty Professor, Dreamgirls, 48 Hours, Shrek, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, Life, Mr. Church, Mulan. Robin Williams, we're talking about Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji, Goodwill Hunting, Dead Poet Society, Good Morning Vietnam, Hooked, 1 Hour Photo, What Dreams May Come, Jacob the Liar, and Happy Feet. Now, although if this was anybody other than Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams probably would have knocked him out the box.
Yes, sir.
Probably would have knocked him out the box. But Eddie made a whole lot of money, a lot of recent money. And let me remind you that $69 million that Eddie made in stand-up, 50.5 of it came from Raw, which was the highest grossing show stand-up routine until Kevin Hart in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, but that means Eddie made that money before money was money.
Right.
Right. So that's huge, man. That's huge.
So as the chips fall, Eddie Murphy gets a point for movies, and Eddie Murphy gets a point for stand-up. Eddie Murphy beats the great, amazing, funnier than all get out, late Robin Williams, 4-0.
Yeah, as expected.
Bye-bye, Robin.
Bye-bye, Robin. See you, Mork.
Okay. So we're going to get down to the one that everybody thinks is the easy one. Or is it? Or is it?
Come on, talk to me.
Or is it?
Talk to me.
So
you can feel the truth.
You can feel it. You say you can feel it. You can feel it. And I believe you, sir. What you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like there's about to be an upset.
You feel like it's about to be an upset. Look, Ashley, I told you it's all about the receipts.
Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see. So I think everybody has a feeling that Richard Pryor is better than Damon. I think everybody feels that. Would you agree with that, Pastor?
I would.
Would you like to point out your reasons why?
Well, my reasons are there would be no there would be no Damon Wayans without a Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is a trailblazer who set the tone for people like Damon Wayans. Remember this. Damon Wayans did not tell jokes. Damon Wayans told stories. Richard Pryor was a storyteller. His comedic genius was taking his life, turning it into a story and making you laugh, right? So anybody coming behind Richard Pryor telling stories, just like Bill Cosby, just told them in a different way. Red Fox told jokes, but Richard Pryor told stories. So I believe that Richard Pryor will. It's like comparing Jennifer Hudson to Jennifer Holliday.
Ooh, I like that.
right? You people commend Jennifer Hudson for what she did with the song, but there'd be no Jennifer Hudson if she had never heard Jennifer Holiday. That's real. So I tip my hat. And that's why I just off the cuff would tip my hat to Richard Pryor because he blazed the trail. He's a godfather to people like Damon Wayans.
Absolutely.
Yes, V. I said what I said.
And I'm not disagreeing with any votes, or let's go ahead and tally these votes. But I'm not disagreeing with any of y'all.
And in movies, in performances, right? Mm-hmm. You think about Richard Pryor in a movie. Yeah, Major Payne was hilarious. But come on, there's nonstop comedy with Richard Pryor in his movies. Nonstop comedy. So I tip my hat to Richard Pryor.
Okay, so we know what, and then on top of that, we know Pastor's that type of dude. I'm gonna go back and give it a biblical principle, even though this is comedy. The law first mentioned.
Yes, sir.
The teacher, the student can't be greater than the teacher, right?
Come on, man. Well, yeah, he can. The student can be greater than the teacher, but in this case, I don't think it happened
or happens.
Yeah,
and not even in an alternate universe.
Right.
Okay. So first vote that came in was really quick. Cole says Richard Pryor, 4-0. Next one. Mama Corey with a quick and exclamation point. Pryor. There's nothing to say. I already knew where that was going to go. Lisa said the Richard Pryor. Almost like it's the Ohio State. No, I can't say that. I almost let that come out of my mouth. Yeah, the U. Yeah. Cole says, no, I don't agree that I feel Richard Pryor is better than Damon. I know it.
See, he can feel that truth.
He felt the truth.
He can feel that truth.
The Richard. I said what I said. Ashley said, Richard, easy. Okay, Elder McNeil was at stir crazy. Which way is up? He started
busting loose.
So I'm gonna go ahead and count
Brewster's
that for
Millions.
Prior. I'm gonna go ahead and count that for a prior vote there. V said, Cole said it with his chest. He had it poking out. He said he put some bass in his voice when he did it, didn't he?
I love it.
Okay, I think it's safe to say we got 13 live viewers right now, and I got
Mark.
3, 4,
Mark, 5, is that your vote?
6.
Richard was very funny, or that's your vote? You got to say that's your vote, man.
So I got 7 votes for Richard Pryor right now. So Damon, as far as the popular vote goes, you don't have a chance, my brother. It's already look. If I was a correspondent for Fox or MSNBC, I'll be confident enough to call it right now, and I am. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's where the game could take a turn. We got to cash them receipts.
All right.
Let me give you a heads up of why this is going to be interesting, there, sir. When was, even though Richard Pryor was great, with the metrics of what we're measuring against, who has the potential to earn more money in that era?
Damon Wayans.
Let's see how.
Well, no, Richard Pryor, because Richard Pryor didn't have much competition.
He didn't have much competition, but how much were they paying him then?
Right, I know they were paying a whole lot less.
So this is where it gets interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but still, you have to consider that Damon Wayans had more competition than Richard Pryor had.
He did.
So to make that kind of money, even in his season, would have been tough.
And it was this close to being a tie.
Wow.
It was like a cat hair's butt close to being a tie.
So leading. Okay, here we go. What we got here?
So leading roles in movies, Damon only grossed $57 million. Richard, and that's with 4 movies that he was a lead in. Richard
Right.
was considered the lead in 3 movies. It made 77 mil. Those movies grossed 77 mil.
Wow.
Now, and this is one of those things that maybe, Pastor, you can ask your brother to give us some insight on, because there was a category that both of these guys fit in called unclassified, and it was some sort of movie rating scheme. I don't know exactly what it was, but Damon had 12 of those movies, and they grossed 400 million.
Yeah, they're B movies.
Okay, Richard had 19 of those that grossed 624 million.
Yeah.
So when you add those numbers up, Damon slightly edged Richard out in the movie category
because of his supporting roles.
Right. The supporting roles were the difference.
Yeah.
They were the difference. And this is where in when it comes to stand up, this is where Richard, his time or the era that he came from, almost made him slip as far as point value.
Mm-hmm.
He edged him out by $500,000. He made approximately $500,000 more than Damon did in the stand-up game. So Damon had his stand-ups. He had 8 of them: Bootleg, Take No Prisoners, One Night Stand, The Last Stand, Still Standing, Behind the Smile, Premium Blend, Way Out. See, I think this brother was a little prophetic with his. He was doing all he can do to stand, and then he stood. He was steadfast and immovable in his I'm telling you. And Richard Pryor, his stand-up includes self-labeled Richard Pryor, Craps, After Hours, That Ninja Crazy. And I hope you guys know what ninja mean. We at the Brothers of Legacy don't condone the use of that word, so we substituted the word ninja. Don't you do it at home. Is it something I said? Are you serious? Rev Do Right, Bicentennial Ninja, LA Jail, Who Me, I'm Not Him, The Wizard of Comedy, Outrageous, Super Ninja, Here and Now. Total, he did 24 different stand-up shows.
What about Live on the Sunset Strip?
I ran out of room. That's why I put it in parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah, he had 24 of them. He had, look, his work on stand-up probably was more than everybody else put together.
Right.
So I had to find a cutting point, a stopping point. Top movies for Damon: Bulletproof, Major Payne, The Last Boy Scout, Mo Money,
Yes.
Blank Man, The Great White Hype, Celtic Pride, and Harlem Aria. Richard Pryor, his top movies: See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Harlem Nights. Brewster's Million. Moving, Another You, Stir Crazy. JoJo Dancer. Superman 3. Busting Loose. The Toy. Car Wash.
Absolutely.
So,
of all those movies, Harlem Nights wasn't feeling. Superman 3 was an absolute dud. JoJo Dancer was crazy. But yeah, aside from Harlem Nights and Superman 3 and Another You, those 3 were bombs.
Right. So with it being, it wasn't 4-0, Cole. Damon did give him a little wiggle. He made it out the first round.
Wow.
But he got knocked out. 3-1, Richard Pryor wins.
3-1, yep.
So, Damon, continue to be blessed, my brother. But
bye,
not on
Damon.
this stage. So here we go. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of magic. And while I do this magic and create some stuff, Pastor, I need you to go ahead and throw us another. I need you to throw us another segue. I know you're a preacher. I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you. But before you do that, before I get the preacher the mic, Cole Johnson, he said unclassified might be ensemble movies where they had a leading role, possibly Stir Crazy for Richard, Mo Money with Damon, and then Super Ninja and a buttload of crying emojis from Cole. See, I know Cole got the iPhone because that's an iPhone emoji. When I had an Android, that laugh, the side face and laughing face, I didn't have it. So yeah, Cole is definitely an iPhone man. Richard says, love Boosters Millions. Loved it. Would have fun doing that. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get the next round ready, right? And while I'm doing that, we're gonna go ahead and allow Pastor to give us a segue into the next segment of the show.
Wow. Okay. So a high school teacher calls his 3 brightest students up to the front of the class, and he presents them with a question. 2 of the students are Caucasian, and 1 of the students is African American. He says, I'm going to give you some choices, and you have to choose one. He said, if I present you with feathers, the option between feathers and bricks, and you have to survive trouble, which would you choose? The first Caucasian student says, I would choose the feathers so that I can build wings and fly above my problems. The next, the teacher says, that's a fantastic answer. I appreciate that. The next Caucasian student says, I would choose bricks so that I could build a house to protect me from my troubles. Teacher said, that's interesting. Thank you. And he goes to the young African-American brother and he says, which would you choose? He said, I would choose neither. And the teacher says, well, that's not an answer. He says, well, then I would choose both. He said, no, you have to choose one or the other. And he said, why do I have to choose one or the other? And the teacher says, because it's going to tell me how you think. And the young brother says, well, then my question is, why? And the teacher says, why what? He says, why would you only give me those 2 options? The teacher says, what you're saying makes no sense. And the young brother says to the teacher, if you're deciding my resources, then you're in control of my options, which means I don't really have the freedom to choose. Because my choice is limited based on the resources that you've given me. If you ask me about survival, why do you get to set the resources that I have to survive with? You'll never know how I really think if you limit my choices. Man, that thing took me for a loop. It took me for a loop. And I feel like it's something that we deal with regularly, right? Mm-hmm. How often do you realize that we are being judged and perceived that this is the way we think, but they have limited our resources? Now, what I find amazing is that we can still thrive, we can still strive, we can still accomplish greatness, but we are so limited in their eyes, but it's based on their limited resources that they provided to us. Wow. I think that is an amazing thing. And I think it's time for us to recognize that we are so much greater, we're so much broader than the resources that have been provided to us. You can, if you limit my resources, that does not tell you how I think, especially when there are more resources available. And that's the point. You limit my resources when there are more resources available. You compare me to my peers, but they have more resources than what I have. And you want to judge me based on what I think. That is my thought of the day.
Sir, that ain't no thought. That's philosophy. That was I was trying to figure out where you was going with it. And that's real life, because
Yeah.
every single day we really do make the decision of where we go and how we get there. And every resource that you choose is every resource that ends
It's
up
limited.
being used. Right. It's wow.
And a lot of times the system boxes you in, but the mistake we make is because the system has had us boxed in for so long that we become accustomed to boxing ourselves in, and we limit our own resources.
Absolutely. Right? And while y'all letting that marinate, Ashley said, "Oh wow," and then V said, "Ooh wee." See, that's that country thing right there. Ooh wee. When you get one of those, you know you said something deep. and then Ashley, she put that emoji face, the little emoji with the eyes popped and the mouth wide open, like wow. And then Lisa, once again, wow.
Yeah. It's deep.
Ashley quoted it. She quoted, Pastor, "You'll never know how I think if you limit my choices."
Absolutely.
Cole Johnson says, "Utterly beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
V, that's the word of the century. Hey, not the day, not the hour, not the week. You ain't even get the month, not even the decade. Century.
I'm gonna take note of that and mark that down the next time my wife called me silly.
See, there you go, right there. That's my pastor.
Hey, Keita.
Look, Miss Keita Patrick. Hey, look, you better claim him. You better claim him.
Man, love you, dear.
Don't be out here in these streets lacking. Okay, so I'm a little slower than I thought. So we're gonna do this by fly. It still be easy. It still be relatively easy. We can get to the answer. So here we go. This is it. Ali, Frazier, Roy Jones versus Bernard Hopkins, Mike Tyson versus. He ain't had no competition in this era.
Well, I need some hydration for this one.
Yeah. This is Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, The Undertaker versus Sting, Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes. This is it.
This is. Yeah. Did you say Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas?
I was gonna say Buster Douglas, but Buster Douglas won, but he wasn't supposed to win that.
Tyson had a bad day.
Yeah, he had it, and he was never the same after that.
He's like, now you know what?
I bet Mike went home and got mad. Yeah, right. There you go, V.
Can we share a crown?
I know this is like Stone Cold versus The Rock at they prime.
Man,
they both talked it.
Holyfield but yeah, that's it.
Holyfield, Riddick both. Yeah.
Hagler and Duran, yes, sir, Cole. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh. It took me a minute on that one, man.
Right.
No, not. I said Terrell Pryor. Lord have mercy.
Okay. So, what we waiting on, Pastor? I thought we both sitting here quiet, like
I don't know. I mean, what you need me to start talking about? Who I think is that what it is, man?
Where do you start? Because
there is no.
This is Mount Rushmore.
This is incomparable. You know, the reality is, yeah, like to my mom's point, the only reason I can give it to Pryor, again, for the same reason Pryor against Damon Wayans, is because he set the tone. Mm-hmm. In fact, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor is like Kobe coming behind Jordan.
Right. It's like the second coming, and one just
that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. This is Kobe Jordan. comparison.
So let's go ahead and get some of these votes in. Mama McCoy was the first one without hesitation, all the way.
Prior.
Dot. Prior, exclamation point. I hear you, Mama. Mama feel Prior all day.
Old school.
Ashley is saying, throwing my vote in because I got to go to work. Eddie Murphy, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day, Ashley.
See y'all Sunday for Solomon's Temple. Shout out to Solomon's Temple. Service
Amen.
Sunday. Be there. Be safe if you're driving in the snow this weekend. And shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know they made you happy, Ashley. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Well, Cole says he didn't vote. He just said enjoy your weekend, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Richard, hold on. Let me put
Okay,
Ashley
so
vote for Eddie. And Richard says Prior. I bet I can ask y'all age and tell you who you're gonna vote for.
well, they were so close,
Right.
because Eddie came right behind Rich Pryor.
Lisa said Prior.
Okay. V says Pryor.
V says Prior.
And Keita says Pryor.
Keita, Prior.
All right, Mom. Mark. Who else we got out here?
Mom was the first one.
Oh, Mom said Pryor. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. I lost my brother.
If we get one more Prior, no, actually, there's 10 people live.
Yeah.
There's Fox News. Yeah, we got our correspondent, our comedian analytics team, and they said it's absolutely no way that Eddie can come back and win this popular vote, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, and wait a minute, we got a new one in.
Yeah, Sam. Hey, Sam.
Oh, but she just
Richard
put
Pryor.
the nail in the coffin.
But look at Cole. Look at Cole.
Cole says, teacher versus student. This is one where the student takes it. Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby wants them both. Cole get a smiling. Shut up. Hey, Cole, I agree with you. Unfortunately, there's only two other people that agree with us. Richard Pryor wins the popular vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-4. What's in the Coke, says V. So Richard Pryor takes the popular vote. So Richard Pryor has a 2-0 lead.
And do you notice that Cole says the student wins, but he quotes the teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, no, I'm sorry. That was Eddie said that. My bad.
What was it? Eddie said that?
That was Eddie. My bad. Well, actually, he does quote the teacher because Bill Cosby was. I mean, nobody wants to talk about Bill Cosby because he got in trouble.
Oh yeah, Bill was like on every list that I left Bill out because of his trouble.
Yeah,
but there was nobody's list that Bill wasn't a top 4 person. And to see him at 4 was the disrespectful side of the list. Most of the list had him at like 2 or 3.
Richard Pryor considered Bill Cosby a mentor.
Right. Dolomite even like Bill Cosby.
Right.
He just said he didn't cuss enough for him. He's like, it just wasn't my cup of tea. He was like, I was on something different.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though I was unable to completely fill this part in, we got the numbers. We got the numbers. So Eddie Murphy is going to win the movies by a long shot. It's not even close.
Right.
It's not even close. And stand up, Eddie doubles him. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're unable to crown a king of comedy. They come in at a tie. Popular vote versus body of work. Ladies and gentlemen, it is.
Can we share a crown?
It is a tie.
All right.
So maybe AD get his wish Maybe he get his wish. Maybe we have to revisit the subject.
We got a runoff.
We got to run off. We're gonna have to.
runoff.
We're gonna have to hit the polls next week for the runoff. Hung jury. We're gonna have to go deep into the trenches.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come up with
as much as you have to appreciate the body of work from Eddie Murphy, it's just difficult to pit him above Richard Pryor because everybody knows Richard Pryor was the mentor, was the guideline, was the
standard.
He was the standard. Absolutely, he was the trailblazer.
And I personally believe that Eddie took what Richard did and took it to the next level.
He did.
And
love you, Mark. Have a great weekend, bro.
And I think for me, that meant that Eddie was at least as good as Richard, if not better. It's hard to say better, but at least, because he met the bar and then he evolved it.
Yeah.
But even saying that speaks volumes of the teacher.
Yes. Agreed. Well, listen, I'm grateful that when it's all said and done, we can tip our hat to both of them. And they both look like us. Because we started off with some great comedic talent, all shapes and sizes, multiple backgrounds, ethnicity. But in the end, nobody can tell a joke like we can. The insight. The insight, the wisdom, we are so multifaceted. We are so talented, man, as a people. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And nothing about this has been unfair. It wasn't rigged
at all. We brought the receipts with us. The receipts, they even it out. If they gave the human approach, and then we got the analytics from their body of work.
Yeah.
And as I'm gonna go back and read a couple of these for all of the listeners out there who are hearing this audio only. Cole Johnson said, "Now this is Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy are officially tied as the greatest comedian of all time." Cole Johnson says, "I'm absolutely happy with this. No runoff is needed." V. Bennett says, "I'm good with the tie."
Yes.
Cole says, "Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy are the kings of comedy." In the words of Russell Simmons, "Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night."
Def Comedy Jam original.
And then Auntie said, "Show you right, my nephew."
Yes.
Auntie sound like she could be family, because that's my mama's favorite saying.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Pastor,
well, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, is you have any last words? Any encouraging words? Anything for the lovers for the weekend?
No, I think that if you have somebody, my wife and I was just talking about this the other day, man, and she said it was our daughters that reminded us that it was Valentine's Day. It was our daughters, because they said that my daughters came to me and said, "Daddy, you're my Valentine." And I was like, "Oh," and they were like, "Well, Daddy, what are you talking about? You've always been my Valentine." And because when it comes to real Valentines, you're the only one that really does it for us. This is what my daughters were saying, right? And my wife was like, "Well, they want you to take them out somewhere for Valentine's Day." I said, "Yeah, I got to take all my women out." What I'm saying that the fact that they had to remind us, that the fact that they had to remind my wife, I hope and pray that anybody that's out there in relationships doesn't need Valentine's Day to be your reminder of how you're supposed to treat each other. It's a day, and I hope that you treat your loved one or your mate every day like it's Valentine's Day. This is a trend that I've noticed. People have been on social media doing this little questionnaire: how you met, how long you've been together, who's messy, who's clean, who drives, all these questions. And one of the questions was, how often do you get flowers? Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that if you took a poll of all the women answering that question, most of them said flowers are not important. Although my husband or my boyfriend tries to slide them in there from time to time, flowers aren't as important. And I was like, wow, that means that you're giving enough flowers daily where they don't want you to waste your money on something that goes in a jar or goes in a vase and dies after a couple of days.
And dies. Absolutely.
Right? That means that you're giving them something that means a whole lot more than something that you have to water and it dies after a couple. And I thought that was interesting. And so if there's anything, I hope and pray that Valentine's Day is not the day that you are reminded how important you are to one another. We need to treat every day like Valentine's Day.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah,
I concur. I support that message. I believe that message. You shouldn't need a day. And if you have, it's a perfect day to say, I'm sorry, and do what the Bible refers to as repenting and doing a 180.
Yeah.
And walking this thing out from this day forward. Every day. Well, we thank each and every one of you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
For this journey to the kings. We can literally call it the kings of comedy, not the king of comedy. The kings. The kings have come home. Thanks to you guys. But you know how we do it out here. The Brothers of Legacy, we love you, but God loves you more. Stay safe out in these streets. And I'm going to keep talking because unlike my brother, who always has these things just like on the tip where he can be like, ping, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes, but let's see if we can get it right.
I didn't want to catch that morning. Good morning. Welcome to another. Good morning.